This is KGW News at noon.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Brenda Braxton. Welcome. U.S. senators are heading back to their home states for the August break, but not before passing a key part of President Biden's agenda. The package affects Medicare, taxes, and the fight against climate change. The legislation was dead just 2 weeks ago, but as NBC's Chris Pallone reports, the vice president revived the bill with a tie-breaking vote.
At the Capitol, cheers and high fives for Democratic senators after they passed a cornerstone of President Biden's agenda, a $700 billion climate change, health care, and tax reform bill.
It's a great win.
Are you disappointed that it took till the very last minute here?
Climate and seniors, it's a big win.
After an all-night session of debate and amendment votes, the final vote ended up tied 50-50 with all Republicans opposed. Then Vice President Kamala Harris stepped in to hand Democrats the victory.
The Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
We never gave up, and here we are. We got it done.
The bill directs nearly $400 billion to fight climate change, the biggest investment in that area ever. Allows Medicare to negotiate prices on some prescription drugs, lowering costs for seniors, and raises the minimum corporate tax on businesses making more than $1 billion a year to 15%. In a statement, President Biden said the bill would make government work for working families again.
This is an historic bill, and there's no way it can be characterized as anything other than that.
An independent analysis projects the Inflation Reduction Act will have little immediate impact on inflation. So with an eye toward the midterm elections, Senate Republicans predicted doom.
Democrats passed this bill that's on the floor today. This inflation crisis is going to get worse.
But with victory in hand, the Democrats headed into a month-long break, energized by a string of legislative successes. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that chamber will return from recess on Friday to vote on the Senate's tax and climate bill. It's expected to pass and then go to President Biden's desk for his signature. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Now to the dangerous heat here in the metro area. Many people without AC took advantage of cooling centers as the temperature hit triple digits this weekend. Both Multnomah County and the city of Portland opened cooling shelters. One of them was at Sunrise Center on East Burnside. The nonprofit Cultivate Initiatives offered water, snacks, and a misting station for guests. We spoke to one homeless couple who said they were grateful for this service.
I'm very grateful, because there's not a lot of places that will open their doors to a lot of people.
For the things that we need the most, that our bodies use the most, and which is really important. So we're very grateful, like I said, for that. They're the true heroes.
If you need a place to escape the heat, you can call 211 to get information. We also have a list of cooling centers on KGW.com. Well, there is some relief in the forecast, but we'll get there slowly. Rod, what's the current temperature?
This is not bad. 80 degrees. Yesterday we hit 100. If you're going to hit 100, typically we need to at least be 85, sometimes even 86, 87. So we're clearly not going to be anywhere close to where we were yesterday. So that is good news. In fact, I've lowered my forecast high, which was 95, down to 92. 80 right now, 92 in that 4 o'clock hour, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. If you look out into the southern sky, you'll start to see some cloudiness. If you don't have it yet, come your way. Not a lot, broken stuff, but partly cloudy skies expected to move in. I do want to talk about that right now because parts of the valley have actually had some showers. Upper level low sitting offshore. You can see the shower activity. It's been fading away, but there's still some showers showing up around Dallas. There's Depot Bay up toward Lincoln City, Nesquin, Grand Ron, and the Coast Range. This stuff has been fizzling, but just note it's there. There's more cloud cover in Salem right now than Portland. We'll talk about this flow pattern producing thunderstorms in the valley, possibly. That's coming up in my complete forecast. Real quick, Brenda, we'll add the Tigert Library to that list of cooling centers. They're open, I believe, until 9. It's at least 8 o'clock this evening. That's off of Hall Street in Tigert.
Excellent. Good to know. Thank you. Now to the very latest on monkeypox in Oregon and Washington. Here's the breakdown for you this noon. Take a look at this map. Of more than 6,000 infections nationwide, Oregon reports 80 cases. Washington reports 175. The virus is transmitted primarily through close physical contact. Symptoms include fever, rash, and a sore throat or a cough. So far, many of the cases are in the LGBTQ+ community, although anybody can get sick with monkeypox. A nonprofit called HIV Alliance in Eugene is working with community partners to stop misinformation about how the virus spreads.
And I think what most public health officials are concerned about is that we end up in a situation like we did with HIV/AIDS, where the broader public sees it as an LGBTQ disease and kind of doesn't fund it from a public health perspective, kind of ignores it from a social perspective, and the resources aren't allocated to contain it before it spreads to the general population.
HIV Alliance also says it's working with state health officials to distribute more doses of the monkeypox vaccine. We're tracking a developing story that has PPB asking for the public's help. Police are investigating a death in the Parkrose Heights neighborhood early this morning. After responding to an assault call, police found a woman's body in the 1800 block of Northeast 104th Avenue. Police want anyone with information about what happened to contact them. We will bring you updates on air and online. And some wild video from Aloha. Watch as it plays out as we explain what happened. So Washington County deputies arrested a man accused of leading them on a chase and crashing a stolen car Saturday morning. Authorities tried to stop the guy for reckless driving near 185th and TV Highway, but they say he took off. Then you can see home surveillance here recording the car, the struggle that ensued after the suspect tried to get out. The driver now faces a number of charges, including resisting arrest and parole violation. And in case you missed it, this fire severely damaged the historic Roseway Theater in Northeast Portland just before 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Part of this building started to collapse, so fire crews pulled back and they used ladder trucks to fight the flames from above. No word yet what caused this fire, but fortunately no one was hurt. The former head football coach at Washington State University has followed through on his plans to sue the state for wrongful termination. In October of 2021, Nick Rolovich was fired for not getting a COVID shot, which at the time was policy for all state employees. He applied for a religious exemption, but WSU denied it. Rolovich has now filed paperwork, which the state has 60 days to review and respond to. Once 60 days pass, he can file his lawsuit.